Hello, is screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hmm, okay, let's start. What is today is day 4. Day 4. So already there. Day 4, day 5. Input output in Java. Okay. So output in Java. So how do we perform output? Okay, in Java. So we have like basic three different ways. Basic ways to print something on console. Console means that black screen where we see the output. Okay. So system dot out dot print system dot out dot print ln system dot out dot print f. Okay. So these are the three basic ways we perform output in Java. So what like how we can use all these three? What are the difference among like these three ways? So this print means it just prints this data you provide here. It just prints the data you provide here. Print ln means line. It will print the data you provide here, and after printing all the things, it will just take a new line by default. Print will just print the data, and print ln will print the data and will take a new line after printing all the things, not at the beginning, at the end. It will print all the things, and then at the end, it will take an enter, or it will go to the new line. The cursor will go to the new line. What is this printf? This printf is similar to C programming languages printf. If you want to like print something, what we do in programming in C, you can use the same syntax here. So let's see an example. Online gdb.com. This is the online compiler. Okay. Here select the language Java. This is the comment. Remove it. Now system.out.println. If you want to print any string, okay. If you want to print any string, you have to provide that string value or string literal in this double quote. See, this will print hello world. Okay. Now string name equal to double quote QWERTY keypad, and we want to print hello QWERTY keypad. Whatever the name it is, it will just print hello and the name. So just print hello and name. But here we have C. This is the string literal string value, and this is a variable name. Okay. So if you want to print two or more different values or same values, doesn't matter. If you want to print more than one value here, so you have to concatenate that. So how do you concatenate that? So if there is a string, okay, and doesn't matter what kind of this data is, like if it is integer, float, or double, we have to concatenate with plus sign. This plus, see, plus is used for two different things in Java. The first, arithmetic operator, and second, the first is arithmetic operator, and the second is concatenation operator. Concatenation means to concatenate, to join two strings, two different strings. Okay, suppose in this name we have QWERTY plus QWERTY plus keyword. It means we have two strings. So in this name variable, what value we have? QWERTY keypad. QWERTY space is the first string, keypad is the second string. This plus we are using here to concatenate. This plus we are using here to concatenate these two strings. Okay, to concatenate these two strings. So what this will print? Hello, QWERTY keypad. See, hello QWERTY keypad. But there is no any space before this Q. So you have to write either space here or here. Okay. So this is println. Suppose if we have num1 equal to 5, comma num2 equal to 6, we want to print the output like 5 plus 6 equal to 11. We want to print like this. What we have to write here? And this is print. You can write print or println. Okay. Print means it will just print the value. A println means it will print the value and go down the line in the next line. Okay. So num1, then what it will print? It will print 5. See, 5, because what we have in num1, we have 5 in this num1. Okay, so it will print 5. This plus is a message, a string, or a string value, a message only. This is not a value or an operator. We just want to print this plus. So here concatenation, inside double quote, write plus. It means it will print 5. And if you have written anything inside this double quote, it means it will just print the value and nothing else. It will just print this value. So num1 means 5. Then it will print 5 plus sign. Again, we have to print this 6 value. This is the value. Again, concatenation operator, num2 means 5, then plus sign. Value of num2, 6, then equal sign. Again, concatenation. Inside this double quote, we will print equal to. Again, plus, and we will print the sum of num1 plus num2. So this will print 11, means 5, then plus sign, 6, then equal sign, 11. See? Five plus 6 equal to 11. It will print 5 plus 6 equal to 11, and just after 11, it will print hello, because there is no any new line. print. Okay. See, but if we write print ln here, print ln, what will it print? It will print all the things at first, then a new line, then the next statement, hello. It means hello will be printed in the next line. See, this is the difference between print and print ln. Print just prints the data, and print ln prints the data and then next line. Okay. Is everyone familiar with C programming language? Divin and Niveda, are you familiar with C programming language?
Not much, Roshan.
No.
Basic thing like output, input, printf, scanf.
Yeah.
Okay. C, no problem. See what happens in C programming language. Online GDB. Select C. This is the C programming language. Int num1 equal to 5, num2 equal to 6. Okay. Suppose if we want to print the same value like 5 plus 6 equal to 11, what we have to do in C programming language? If you want to print the value of integer variable, so you have to write %d. This is the format specifier. So %d plus %d equal to %d. What we have like inside this double quote, okay, whatever you write, it will just print that thing, except format specifiers. If you want to print integer value, you have to write %d. If you want to print, suppose I, d is also acceptable. I means for integer, %i. If you want to print float value, %f. If you want to print character value, %c. If you want to print string value, %s. Okay. So we want here to print integer value like 5 plus 6 equal to 11. So here 5 is integer value, 6 is integer value, 11 is integer value. So you have to write the format specifier. We call it format specifier. So what format specifiers we have here? %d or %i. Okay, both are same. %f, it is for int. It is for float. %lf, long float, means double, long double. Capital LF, long double. %c, character. %s, string. %e or %e, exponent value. Then %u, unsigned integer. %p, memory address. If you want to print memory address, you have to write %p. Okay. So these are the format specifiers. Now, suppose we have to print the value of integer here. So you have to write the format specifier inside this double quote. So inside this double quote, whatever you print, whatever you write, it will just print that except format specifiers. At the place of format specifiers, it will just print some value. So what value you want to print here? So after double quote, comma. In the first I, %i, we want to print the value of num1, comma. In the second format specifier, %i, we want to print the value of num2, comma. In the third percentile, we want to print the value of num1 plus num2. See, 5 plus 6 equal to 11. If we write here num2 and here num1, it will print 6 plus 5, not 5 plus 6. 6 here, 5 here, 11 here. See. So this is the syntax of C programming language and nothing else. So if you want to print like C programming language, you can also do so in Java. %d or I plus %d equal to %d, comma. But here you have to write printf. Like in C programming language, we have printf. Here also you have to write printf. So system.out.printf. Out means output stream. So %d plus %d equal to %d. Here we write num1, comma num2, comma num1 plus num2. See, 5 plus 6 equal to 11. It means if you want to print something, you can print it in 3 different ways, like print, println, and printf. Is it clear? Or anyone has any doubt? Tell me, yes or no. Is everything clear? All these 3 output statements?
Yes, yeah.
Okay. Now, input statements in Java. Okay. Input statements in Java. So the basic input system we have in Java in 2 types. The first is through scanner class, and the second is BufferedReader class. See, there is no any space here. Okay. This is a 2-word name. There is no space, and as it is a class name, that is why B is capital, R is capital. We discussed in the last class that in not last class, second last class, like if in identifier, the class name must be in title case. Title means if you have more than one word in a single name, so the first letter of every word will be capital. That is why it is buffer header. So as in C programming language, we have header files. Okay, in C programming language, we have to write header files like hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h. In Java, we have packages, like there are so many classes, it interfaces, enums. There are so many things in Java which are like pre-written, which are available by default, which are already available. We just have to include them in our program. There are like thousands of classes in Java are pre-written. If you want to use those classes which are pre-written, you can use them, but you have to include them in your program using import statement. Like how do we write import statement? Suppose here we want to take some input from keyboard. Okay, we don't want to initialize any variable like this, like num1 equal to 5. We just want to declare the variable like int num1 comma num2, and we want to take input of this num1 and num2 from user, from the keyboard. So how we can do so? In 2 different ways, like with the help of scanner class or with the help of BufferedReader. There are other methods also, but this time they're not necessary. They're not important. There are so many different ways which you can do to perform a specific task. But let's start with like these 2 classes, scanner class. So scanner is predefined class in Java. We don't have to like do so many things. But where is scanner available? So you have to write import java.util.scanner. This is a package. We will discuss it later because in Java we have a chapter package. So in package chapter, we will discuss everything about packages like the paths. But for now, just understand whatever like predefined, if you have something predefined and if you want to use that in your program, you just have to import that. So you have to write import keyword, it is a reserved keyword, import, then where that specific file is available. So there is a package system in Java. So there is a package Java, package means folder. Okay. So in Java, it has util package means utility, and inside util package, it has scanner class. So whatever predefined class you want to use or predefined anything, class, interface, enum, or whatever it is, if you want to use anything which is predefined in your program, so you have to write the import statement. You have to import that particular thing from your Java library. Okay. So inside Java library, we have so many things predefined. So we want to write use scanner here. So just import the scanner class. Now after, let's see what we have in the scanner class. Java scanner class. Just open docs.oracle.com. Okay, this is W3 schools, gigs for gigs, Java T point, docs.oracle.com. Here we go. This is the scanner class. See here, java.util.scanner. Okay, this is the package name. Now, what methods, predefined methods, are available inside this scanner? So go below. This is the constructor, and this is the method summary. Like close method, delimiter, find inline, find inline. There are so many methods. Has next if it has any value. Okay. Next, find and returns the next complete token from this scanner. Next byte to take input of byte data type. Next double to take input of double data type. Next float to take input of float data type. Next int to take integer value of int data type. Next line. Next long to take input of long value, short value. Okay. So suppose we have three variables. Okay. Num1, num2, and sum. So we just want to take two integer values. So here we will write enter two integer values and not printf, println. Okay. We have written the message to the user that enter two integer values. So this message will be printed on this console. This is called console, 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 the black screen. Okay, where we see the output or we take input from. So system.out.println, enter two integer values. It will print. Now you want to take input. So this scanner, you have to create an object at first. Scanner sc equal to new scanner system.in. This is the line which you have to write whenever you want to take input from the keyboard in your program with the scanner class. So scanner sc equal to new scanner system.in. See, this is capital, this is S capital, S capital, and this SC is not fixed. You can write whatever you want here, A, B, C, D, A, B. As this is scanner, so I have written SC. Okay. Now, num1 equal to SC dot next int. See, this SC dot next int. See, next int scans the next token of the input as an integer. Okay. Again, inside num2, we have taken input in num1, SC dot next int. See, again integer value. When you write this scanner name dot next int, it will just take an integer value. If you write next float, it will take float value. If you write next double, it will take double value. Okay. So we have taken two integer inputs. Now sum equal to num1 plus num2. We have added two values into sum. Now just print num1 plus num2 equal to sum. See, in num1, suppose we have 10. In num2, we have taken 20. So in sum, it will be 30. So num1 means 10 plus sign 20 equal sign 30. Enter two integer values. It is blinking. It is waiting for your input. So 12, enter. So we have taken 12 here. Again, it is waiting for this second value, like 35. Enter. So sum equal to 12 plus 35, 47. 12 plus sign 35 equal sign 47. Scanner completed. If you want to take float values, float means in point. In enter two values. Okay. So sc dot next float to input float values, to take float values from the user, from the keyboard, from this console. We have to write next float. See, here we have next float, next double, next byte, next boolean value, true, false. Okay. Long value, short value. So we have already discussed about data types: int, float, char, double, short, byte, boolean, long. Okay, we have discussed everything in second last class about the data types. See, run this. It will just print the message into two values. Again, it will create object of scanner class. Then it will ask for float value. So 12.5. It is asking for the next float value, 56.7. 12.5 plus 56.7 equal to 69.2. Tell me, it is clear how to take input with the help of scanner? Devin, Niveda, Vamsi.
Yes, sir, sure.
Yes, yeah.
So we have used scanner, but there is a problem with this scanner. What the problem is? See, suppose system.in, for output system.out, for input system.in. Okay, for input we have to write system.in, for output we have to write system.out. Now suppose we have this program like two integer values, system.in, next int, this. Okay, run this. Suppose we provide multiple values, 12 space 56 space 78 space 12.5 space 11. Enter. It will take those two values. This is the input stream. This is input stream. What is input stream? Input path. It is an input path, and input path, inside this input path or in input stream, you can write multiple values at the same time. So we have passed so many values. Space is a separator. Okay. So whenever it will get space value, it will consider that space a separator. It will consider that space a separator. So 12 means it is getting next integer value from the input stream like 12. Okay. Again, it is taking next integer value into num2. It is adding those values and printing. Like it is not asking us 2 times. It is getting the input from the input stream. 1 space, 2 space, 3 space, 4 space, 5, enter. See, it is not asking us for 2 times. But when we provide single value, enter. So it is not getting any next value. It is not getting any next integer value from the input stream. That is why it is asking us. When you provide 34, again enter. See, it means if there is any problem with your input stream, you will get problem in your program. Suppose if we have multiple values in input stream, somehow it will not wait for you. It will just take that input from the input stream and process the program, execute the program. This is the first problem. Like if we have provided multiple values, so it will not wait for you. It will just take that input from the input stream. This is the first problem. Second problem is like string str, a string name. Suppose we have string name. Enter your name. Next line. Sorry, num1 name. Enter your name. QWERTY keypad India. QWERTY keypad India. It is printing you. Okay. Next. Enter your name. QWERTY keypad India. It is taking next means next token. See, next finds and return the next complete token from this scanner. Suppose if you provide 12 space 67.8 space hello, it will just take 12. Next means it will just take next token. So how many tokens here we have? With the space is a separator. It is calculating 3 tokens. Okay. It is calculating 3 tokens. So it is getting the first token. So why next is used? Next is used to get next token, next single token. Next line is used to take a complete line until you enter, until you press enter button. See, next line means the complete line until enter is placed. 12 space 56.7 space hello space by space 11. See, next line means taking complete line. Now, suppose we want to ask int role, string name, float marks. Okay. Enter role. Enter name. Enter marks. So role equal to sc dot next int, it is correct. For name, if it is a string, so name equal to sc dot next line, because we can have space also inside a name. That is why we have written next line. Enter marks. Marks is float. So next float. Role name marks. See, is it correct according to you? Like we are asking for role, so we have this output enter role, and inside role we will take the next integer value. Again enter name, we will take next line as a string. We will take next float value for marks. See, enter role 12. Enter. It is not waiting for the name. But why this? It is asking for your marks 12.5. See, 12. Here we don't have any value in the name 12.5. It has not waited for us to provide the name value. Why it happened? Because after 12, we have pressed enter. See, enter roll like 12. Enter. This enter is next line means this scanner always gets next token from the input stream. So inside this input stream, when we have provided 12 and then we have hit enter, so 12, it had got the next value. Enter is a kind of value. That is why inside this next line, it has taken enter as an input. Again, it is getting no any value in the input stream. That is why it is waiting for the float value 12.5. Here, when we press enter, it is considering it a value because enter is also a value. So next float, next line, next int always takes next token, next integer token, next line. Line means enter. When you press enter, it means you have entered a line. So when it is getting enter here, after this 12, it is considering it a value and it is storing enter into this name. That is why it is printing you here enter and nothing else. So this is the problem with scanner. If you want to solve this problem, you have to take string value at last. Enter role, enter marks, then enter name. Now it is correct. 12, 34.5. Again, when we have entered this enter after this 34.5, it has taken that enter value. Still, it is incorrect. Take the string value at first, then other values. Enter name, QWERTY keypad, enter. Enter role 12. Enter marks 45.6. Now it is correct. 12 QWERTY keypad 45.6. But like it is not always necessary or compulsory to take string value always at first. Sometimes like we need to take string input at last or at second time or third time, we don't always need that string input in the first line. Sometimes we need it after roll and marks. Then it will not return you the correct answer. So to solve this kind of problem, BufferedReader came. Inside BufferedReader, there is no any integer value, no any float value, no double, no character, no boolean, no byte, no short, no long. It is only string. BufferedReader takes always only string value. Then you have to convert string into integer, convert string into float, string into double, string into long. Means BufferedReader always takes string value as an input. It does not take integer value, float value, double value, short value, character value. It does not take any specific type of value. It always takes string value. Then you have to convert that string into integer, float, or double. It means that way we can solve this problem. So let's do that. Okay. So here we have problem. When you press enter here, when you press 12 or any value, then enter, it will take enter as an string value. So this is the problem. How we can solve this problem? Using BufferedReader. So BufferedReader is not inside util. BufferedReader in import java.io dot BufferedReader. But when you use BufferedReader, you have to use two more classes. Java.io dot input stream reader. Import java.io dot IO exception. Now remove this scanner. We don't need it. So if you want to use BufferedReader, you have to use these three things: BufferedReader, input stream reader, IO exception. All these classes are predefined, and inside this IO package means java.io. And here you have to write one thing after public static void main here. Throws IO exception. We'll discuss it later inside in exception handling class. Okay, there is a chapter exception handling. We will discuss it later inside that class. Now, if you want to do the same thing, so this scanner is not necessary here. BufferedReader br equal to new BufferedReader, new input stream reader system.in. This is something kind of like a long text you have to write here, but now we will not have any kind of input related problems. So if you want to use BufferedReader, you have to import these three classes which are predefined in IO package. You have to write throws IO exception here. Now BufferedReader br equal to whatever you write here, you will be using that name. This is not fixed. This is fixed, but this is not fixed. Okay. So BufferedReader br equal to new BufferedReader, new input stream reader system.in. Okay. System.in. Now enter name equal to br dot readline. Okay. We don't want to enter name at first. Okay. We just want to hit enter a roll at first. So a roll equal to string str or string input. Okay. So here input equal to br.readline. As br.readline returns you string value, that is why we have written string value input. So input equal to br.readline. It means we have taken a string value. If you write 15, 12 or any integer value, it will consider string because BufferedReader considers everything as a string. Okay, so inside this input, whatever, like suppose if you have provided 15, so it is string. Now you have to convert that string into integer. So roll is integer. Roll equal to integer dot parseInt. That is how we convert any string value into integer. To convert float value into integer, from string into integer, so float dot parse float, double dot parse double, byte dot parse byte, short dot parse short, and for integer, sorry, string, readline. So input is string value. If you provide 15, 16, any value, so BufferedReader considers it a string value. And here we are converting string into integer. How do we convert string into integer? So integer dot parseInt roll. Now it is integer value. Again, enter name. So name equal to br dot readline. We don't have to parse because name is also a string value and we want string value. So it is not necessary to parse it. Enter marks. Again, inside this input, we are taking a read line. Read line means if you are providing 15.6 and then enter, so it will consider 15.6 as a string value, and here marks equal to float dot parse float. This f is capital. To convert string into float, double dot parse double to convert string into double, byte dot parse byte to convert string into byte, short dot parse short to convert string into short. Okay, now it is okay. See, enter roll 12. Enter name Kwati Kepad India. Enter marks 12.3. See, there is no any problem of input stream. The next token, next value, because we are reading a line. When you are pressing enter, it is taking that value as a string, and after that we are converting that string into whatever data type we want. If we want to convert string into float, we have to write float dot parse float. If we want to convert string into double, so we have to write double dot parse double. This is the way we take input with the help of BufferedReader. Is it clear? Or do you have any doubt? Tell me. Input output completed. Even Nivedha, is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you want, you can write this line in 2 lines, like input stream reader. Okay. Input stream reader in equal to new input stream reader system.in and just pass here in. That's all. Like inside this new BufferedReader, previously we had new input system.in. Here we have this. But if you want to write in 2 lines, so declare this in different line, that input stream reader in equal to new input stream reader. This is the in, and just write in here. In means input system in equal to this is. So you can also write this here or this in here. It is okay. Enter roll 40 12.5. See, okay. So input output completed. Let's connect tomorrow for like the last grammar part. We will complete the grammar part tomorrow. Like there are some escape sequences and like few things like nested loop. Okay, so we will complete the grammar part tomorrow, and from day after tomorrow, we will start working with object-oriented programming in Java. Okay, that's all for today. I'm sharing you the video and the file. Okay. Thank you.